Good evening. No, tonight I just want to reflect. Some time ago, when I was going through some problems with my ex-wife, I, uh, I bought a book, and buying the book, I want to just explore, and different kind of spirituality. Then I never understand what I was up against. Then I start to read the book, and after reading the book for a while, as when a man is going through marital problems, then I called an entity down to assist me in getting back my ex-wife, right? So I was in America at the time, and they were like, I was in the first floor. There were like another floor above, on top of me. And so when I just randomly reading the book and calling the entity, and I fell asleep like in 10 minutes. Then like I hear like a wind, like a mighty wind coming through the first floor, on the second floor, in the bed where I was. And there was an entity hugging me for like a minute or two in my sleep. I consciously aware of everything that was going on. I couldn't believe it. Now, from that time, every time I go to America, that entity have been following me now for like 10 years. 10 years. That entity has been following me. At night, when I'm in my bed, that entity would come down right beside me, hugging me, right beside me, very close to me. Now, I just want to say that when we are a debt miner, we have to be careful of what we do. We have to be careful of our surroundings. And one of the time, I get so frustrated that I couldn't, repel the entity. So I started to like fist fight the entity in the bed. The angel. And one time, I would literally thump the wall. My hand was swollen, and I couldn't work for like a few days. Now there was another time again. I came from work. I worked very late. This was in Nantucket. Then I went to have a shower. I was working near a beach, and I had a shower. And when I had that shower, my underwear was all torn because it was concrete work, and I said I don't need this underwear anymore. Then I throw my underwear in the sea. And then about 12, 1 o'clock the night, a mermaid in a dream, having my spirit in the ocean, swimming her down and following her. Never forgot. That was like 3 years ago, right? 3 years. Now, to say this, I never called a mermaid. I never tried to, in no form of contact with the water entity. And still, because of my underwear that I've thrown in the sea, somehow it sent a message to the entity. Then the entity came in my dream, having me in the dream, swimming her down. Now, these experiences, I was kind of shocked, couldn't believe the different experience I had with different entity. Now, growing up as a child and in my teenage years, becoming an adolescent, there was a time when we had a little 16 by 16 board house in my yard, and as a young man, my mother and my father said, all right, you're getting a big guy now, so you can want my own space. So my sister moved from that, and she moved away, and I started to occupy that room. And there are always entity holding me down in my sleep. Always very scared though, didn't understand in all of this. Sometimes I could hear the entity like a bee's hive, coming like 70 feet away, and I get to, as I grow older, I get to understand that this world, it's not what it is always. No, to say that, so what I'm trying to say now to you that now, all right, sometimes we have little children, right? And these children are star children. These children have like what the African would say, have a bongo spirit upon them, or other nation would say, other culture would call them star children. No, you have to listen to these children. Now, be very receptive, right? And always open up your ears and listen to what these children are saying, because sometimes when you think they are doing children stuff, sometimes these children are very much aware of the spiritual world, and you as parents don't even know that these children see things, hear things, dream things, and but you gotta be very receptive, very smart, and you gotta listen to these children, because you know something? Sometimes these children can detect entity or spirit even in their very dream. And sometimes the entity, would come around these children, they would react, in a scream, in a wrestling, like a nightmare. And sometimes as a parents, at night, you must always listen out, if the child is in another room, you must always be vigilant and listen out, because I want to tell you that entity many times, come around the child. No, sometimes too, when the child is asleep, subconsciously, the spirit of the child is roaming. The spirit of the child is connected to different electromagnetic waves. That's what I'm saying? Spirit waves. Invisible waves out there. Electromagnetic waves. And sometimes the spirit of the child would be out of his or her body and out there and experience things that it is beyond their control. But I believe deep down inside that now, these things that these children are experiencing now is like a stepping stone to future event. Is like now, it is training them and developing their subconscious, for greater spiritual contact ahead in the life of their future. Now, if a woman have a husband and that husband has died, and that husband, the spirit of that husband, attempt to have sex with that woman, there are many things we can do as individuals to repel that dead person's spirit, from having a sexual intercourse with us. Because you don't want to have a sexual intercourse with a dead spirit, or you don't want to have a dead man's spirit having sexual intercourse with you. So now, one of the things you can do as a woman and as a man, as I said, if you have like a bell, right? If you have like a bell, where's my bell? Where is my bell? You can sleep with a bell. Alright? Now, you can boil frankincense and myrrh in a small pot of water, very strong. Then you could get your underwear and you soak it in the frankincense and myrrh as a woman, as a man, and let it dry, smelling of frankincense and myrrh. Then you would let it dry, and you could put on that frankincense, that underwear with the essence of the frankincense and myrrh. Now, you could also burn the frankincense and myrrh. All right. Again, but listen now. This is going to be in a situation that you're going to be sleeping, and you don't want the deceased spirit to come and to have sex with you, whether it's a he or whether it's a she, okay? Now, what you could do for the child, you could also frankincense and myrrh for the child, soak a part of her clothes in it and let it dry. Then let the child wear the frankincense and myrrh for a while. Now, there are some seals and talisman, okay? Seals and talisman. That you can wear. Now, there is a sign of a serpent eating his tail. Now, these signs are very potent in the Egyptian culture. Now, you could draw a sign on a piece of cardboard, and you can write words of power, even the Psalms, in the sign of that serpent biting his tail. The serpent has to be round like this, like about 12 inches in diameter, 16 or 15 inches, but the mouth of the serpent have to open like this. Then the tail is in the mouth of the serpent. Now, these talisman were very potent back in the time of the Egyptian, right? To repel evil spirits, phantom, and ain't. Now, when it comes down to if the spirit is stubborn, right? You could also get a cow horn, a cow hoof, and you dice up the cow horn, and you dice up the cow hoof, but you would have to take the children out of the house, and you would have to smoke to cleanse that house right through the rooms with the burning of the frankincense and the cow horn and the cow hoof, diced in very small and thin pieces, so that when you put them on the fire coal, it can absorb. Now, these things are some of the most potent natural things you can do around the house if you do not have the money, or sometime if you don't have the money to go and see a spiritual person. So these are some of the things that you can do to repel demons, ain't, and spirit. Now, if someone send a spirit or a dopey for you, anytime you hear like a voice call you, do not answer, or tell the kids, if they don't know a certain voice, you should not answer any at all. No, if you are aware that somebody is sending a phantom, a ain't, or a dopey at you, you can get a bottle of cream soda. If not cream soda, mix a quick cup of sugar and water, a good cup of sugar and water. And if you observe that the spirit is outside, go at the door and throw it outside and tell the spirit, anyone send you, return. Tell him that return him to the sender. go back to hurt the sender. Now, he paid the spirit to hurt you, so you're gonna use a cream soda, some of the cream soda into a cup, spill it, and speak the word, go back to the sender and go and hurt the sender. Return him to the sender. You know, there are so many ways in which you can repel a demon. All right, no, look now. All right, for instance, no. This is a speaker magnet, right? This is a magnet from a speaker. Now, into the Jamaican culture, now I always hear the elderly science man and different person, you know, saying to me that, look, you know, I need to get a piece of lodestone. Now, these elder person back in the mountain or in the rurals of Jamaica, they always go to the hills or in some countryside, and they would have to search for a drunkenness. When they find the drunkenness, they will realize that, look here, them have to wait until the drunk gone, because the drunk can really, you know, I mean, you know, if they are scared, the drunk can, you know, blind them, hurt them. So you wait until the drunker is gone, or you have to find some way repelling the drunker from the nest. Take the egg from the drunkenness. You take it home, you boil it, and you kill the life out of the egg. You return the egg to the drunkenness. Then the vulture would in turn go for the lodestone. Now, these are international lodestone. So these lodestone now, what they can do, you must get a lodestone, wash it, cleanse it. This is magnet. This is power. This is the lodestone. Now, notice word, sound, and power. Word, sound, and power. Notice, if the music that is playing through the internet, if it doesn't have a proper ratio between the speaker and the lodestone, and you get that melody, this is the final orchestra of the whole thing, right? This and the whole system that would push out the sound. Now this is one of what draw the people to the music. This, the lodestone, the power in the lodestone, draw the people to the party. You see what I'm saying? Because you can know, if you're playing the sweetest of music and you turn up the top end alone, you turn off the mid and you turn off the bass, I mean, the top end won't give you that melody. But because the lodestone, you find out that this draw the people, because there is power in the lodestone to draw the people, because of the whole scientific thing about music. You see what I'm saying? The psychological catch and everything. You see what I'm saying? into your psychology, into your spirit, you know, the rhythm and everything, you know, and the bass inside of you. This is what help draw the people right around the world. The lodestone, the magnet. Now, this has been using for thousands of years in ancient Egypt to take pain from your body, and they use it, cleanse it. So what I'm saying? They would use like a perfume oil or sweet mint, and you would clean it and cleanse it and put it into a nice clean towel. Then you would speak to it, read psalms to it, you know, be one with your lodestone. You see what I'm saying? And then you could use it. You see what I'm saying? Put it on you. Let you and your lodestone become one. Feel your energy. You see what I'm saying? The energy from you to the lodestone and from the lodestone to you. You and the lodestone become one. You know? Two in one and one.